How are we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 111 of our West Ham United career mode. We're back in the summer transfer window of season 4, and we have got some big transfer targets. I said at the end of last episode that we needed potentially a center back, so these are some of the guys I've shortlisted. I didn't want anybody who was too much money because we obviously don't have an unlimited budget to work with, and we already have two phenomenal center backs in Nicholas Nkulu and Marquinhos. So I really just want someone a bit of defensive cover who's a little bit better. James Tompkins has actually gone down to a 77 overall, and we've sold Winston Reid, we sold Jonathan Tah. So besides Tompkins, we don't really have any other center backs of note. So I shortlisted Abdenor, Kurt Zuma, Balanta, and a couple of Otamendi, who we actually went after last year as well. So a couple of big name players. And really, one of those is going to have to come in, I would think, to do a job for us as our third choice center back. But big news following the shortlisting of those players, and we're going to scout them so we know what they're worth. We don't want to overspend on anyone, really. Well, we don't have to. We get news that, number one, Rafa has gone to Everton for $10.5 million, so we do get $8 million added to our transfer budget. And England coming for us. We get the England job. That's phenomenal. Been waiting for that, so we're going to hang out with England and go into the World Cup with them. We can see we now have $144,000 in the wage budget, basically $22.5 million that we can spend. So the way I'm looking at it right now, unless anything changes going forward, we're going to go for a center back here with whatever money we have left. Don't overspend, just spend kind of what we can on them, maybe $10 million, $15 million at the most, and whatever wages, and save what we have left until the January window, because obviously we're going to get some money from the Champions League group stages, regardless of if we make it out or not. Hopefully we will, because that's our big goal for this season. So when we see how that turns out, we'll then decide what we want to do in January, if we want to make a big spend, if somebody gets sold, what have you. But for right now, we definitely want a center back, and that's where we're going to leave it if we can. If anything changes, though, we get any more money somehow, we might have to mix it up. But for right now, I think the team is very solid. We've improved at the wing, we've improved in holding midfield, and I think we're very solid across the board. So I don't think there's any. Look at that lineup: Sterling, Sturridge, Oxlade-Chamberlain across the top. You got Wickham offering depth in the middle, Dybala offering depth in the wings. We also have the youngster Craig Croft, of course. Midfield, we have so many midfielders, so we're set there. And of course, the back line, we have a lot of young depth. We have some young potential to be special right backs and left backs. We also have some, Tompkins is a decent center back. We also have a potential to be special goalkeeper behind De Gea. So we have a lot of youth there in terms of our back line, but we want to bring in one more solid center back just to offer a bit of depth, a bit of experience, really, especially in international play, maybe coming for Champions League games or what have you. But that's where we're looking right now. But big game against Queen's Park Rangers, obviously a lower level team, mid-table to lower half of the table, so a team that we should really be taking to, especially in our home opener, our Barclays Premier League opener. And we start off on the right foot. Sterling in the 34th minute, breaking through the defense. He's doing really well in terms of creating chances. Plays one to Daniel Sturridge. He gets onto his left peg and he tries to curl one into the far corner, but unfortunately it goes just wide. So a bit of the old Liverpool connection there linking up. But Charlie Austin making inroads for Queen's Park Rangers in the 40th minute. Diakite has a turn and has a hit, but De Gea equal to the task yet again. You can see he's made 3 or 4 saves early on. And Queen's Park Rangers, honestly, were on the front foot for the majority of the first half here. They're really dominating the highlights, you can see, but De Gea stood his ground, done very well. Phillips lays the ball off. Charlie Austin finds Sandro, the midfielder, comes forward, and De Gea makes a lovely save before our captain, Aaron Cresswell, clears the ball away. But good chance in the 44th minute. Javier Pastore, he's known to score a free kick or two in his time here with West Ham, but unfortunately he skies that one a bit over the bar. High, wide, and not very handsome. So disappointing effort from the Argentine midfielder, and we head nearly into halftime scores, but Sterling looking to create a chance. He skipped past 2 defenders, beats Steven Calker, leaves him for dead, lays it off, finds Daniel Sturridge, but he does have a strike that goes just over top of the bar. So a really good chance. You can see the skill Sterling has there as he leaves 2 men for dead with a lovely play. And again here in the 48th minute, 3rd minute of stoppage time, Raheem Sterling goes through on the right-hand side, plays a lovely driven cross in onto the left peg of Daniel Sturridge, who just reaches it out and does all he has to is direct it into the back of the net. He doesn't have to put any power on. So it's a goal made by Sterling, but it's an excellent run to the back post by Daniel Sturridge, and it's a ball put on an absolute platter. And it's Daniel Sturridge's first goal in the Premier League, so he strikes yet again. Great finish from Sturridge. And he goes through here one more time in the 49th minute. He links up with Javier Pastore. Great roulette to try and get around to Nua, but another shot from Pastore goes skying up over the crossbar. Disappointing chance there. But we're into the 64th minute now. Queen's Park Rangers looking to take a chance. So you can see they do actually have a couple of former Hammers, Ener Valencia and Matt Jarvis, Enter Valencia, and Matt Jarvis on the pitch, but Morgan Schneiderlin gets sent off, you can see, with a challenge. It was one of those challenges that I thought he would continue running and wanted to go in for the ball from the front, but he just went for the challenge a bit early, comes in from behind, takes out Charlie Austin, and does get sent off in his first ever Barclays Premier League fixture for West Ham, coming over from Southampton, of course. So disappointed to lose him. We do have to shake up the team then a bit. We bring on Kiyate, take Sturridge off, take Pastore off, and bring on Dybala just to offer a bit more pace and a little bit more defensive solidarity, because Pastore and Sturridge aren't necessarily known for the defensive qualities, whereas Dybala is a great work rate for us and Kiyate is an absolute tank in the midfield. But Jenkinson gets forward from his right back position and does have a header well saved by the Queen's Park Rangers keeper. And here in the 80th minute, De Gea sprays one out wide to Paulo Dybala, and it starts a lovely attack here as Fabian Delph then finds Raheem Sterling back out to Dybala on that wing. You see Sterling has moved inside to that cam position where he's so comfortable at. Dybala's done very well to beat two defenders. Roulette, strike, it's blocked, it's going up, oh, and it's onto the crossbar and just away, and Kiyate can't get onto it. So a couple of really good chances. Kiyate does win the tackle back there, finds Raheem Sterling, skips around Sandro, hits one from range. It's a lovely save by the Queen's Park Rangers keeper Murphy to keep things where they stand 1-0 in favor of us, the Hammers. Come on, you Irons. Let's put it away here. Great ball in. Dybala looking for the header. It's cleared away as far as Marquinhos. The center back, not known for a lovely strike, decides to hit one from range, and it's another masterful save by the Queen's Park Rangers keeper. Sterling then, one last chance potentially for us, does very well, beats Stephen Cocker, leaves him behind, into Wickham on the rebound, but he's come on as a substitute, and the former Sunderland man's header goes just over the bar, and he can't find the back of the net. But that would be it. One final goal kick, and that was all she wrote. We do get to celebrate 3 points. Final whistle. Wonderful finish for us. And it's a great victory, to be honest. We played very, very well in that second half. I thought we dominated the play, especially struggling in the first half. And for me, man, the match had to be De Gea. 3 Moose's Mighty Hammer points for him, because if he hadn't held us in that game in that first half, Queen's Park Raiders might have taken us absolutely out to the woodshed, because he had 3 or 4 full stretch saves that were phenomenal. Played very, very well. 2 Moose's Mighty Hammer points for me goes to Raheem Sterling, who I thought played very, very well. He had joint top rating for us with Delph and De Gea. And then 1 point does go to Nicholas Nkulu, marshalling our team at the back. I thought he did very, very well. In defense as well. We do get some bad news, though. Aaron Cresswell, who did play out the rest of the game, had sprained his ankle, picked up a knock, so he'll be out for about 3 weeks. So it's going to leave us with a bit of a predicament. Jordan Obita's just coming back from injury, and Tom Davies, of course, a youngster, 16 years old. He might be making his debut in the Barclays Premier League in our next fixture, just because he's really all we have to offer. Obita's looking to gain some match fitness. Davies has been with the squad all preseason. He slotted in very well, so we'll have to see how he does. But we do get an offer from Middlesbrough for Danny Potts, and we have seen that he's gone away to the championship side. So thanks for all your service, Danny, but you will be moving on for a nominal fee, $525,000. But good to see the lad hopefully go out and get a bit of first team action and resurrect his career, because he was never going to break into the team here, let's be honest. But coming into a matchup against Manchester United away at Old Trafford, and what a way to break yourself into the Barclays Premier League for Tom Davies. It's going to be an absolute dream debut for him, playing his first ever competitive fixture for us at Old Trafford. You can't script anything like that. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you what, this is a game that we know we're coming up against top-notch team. Look at this team. Van Persie, Rooney, Di Maria. They have Pjanic as well. He's not in the lineup, but another player they have, Blind. Of course, they have Sirigu they brought in from PSG in goal. Rojo on the bench, Valencia on the bench, Wilson on the bench. Just so many quality players that they can turn to in terms of attacking ability. Hopefully we can take advantage of that back line that they haven't changed, so it just has Smalling, Jones, Raphael. Not the most defensively adept of players. We know they're pretty good with the ball, moving the ball around, but they're not the most defensively adept, and we've come out with a strong lineup. We have Dybala in the lineup. And really just all of our top line players. Kiyate, of course, has come in for the suspended Morgan Schneiderlin, and Davies is in as well for Aaron Cresswell, who's injured. But good start here. Sterling shows off the skill he has. His first low cross is driven away and cleared. Eventually, Davies gets on the ball, whips in for Daniel Sturridge, and his first attempt goes over the bar. But another chance here, as we were raring to go from the start. Pastore links up fantastically with his Argentine compatriot. Paulo Dybala does very well, skips down the byline, plays it in. Daniel Sturridge, and it's a pinpoint finish. He just guides the ball into the back of the net. As Happy Gilmore would say, give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. Beautiful finish. from the former Chelsea, former Liverpool striker. It's a lovely, lovely goal. Dybala just drives it in. Great cross right on the foot of Sturridge, and all he has to do is guide it in past Sturridge, who's left for dead, standing there with absolutely no chance in the world because Sturridge puts it exactly where he wants it, and it's a 1-0 lead. Come on, you Irons. Beautiful start. Dybala again played through. He's making an absolute mincemeat of Neil Taylor on the left side, and it's an own goal in the 12th minute. You can see Sturridge went to hit it first time. It wasn't a great strike, but it comes off the leg of Chris Smalling in the center of the park and goes into the back of the net. So just like that, it's 2-0, and United are having an absolute horror start to their campaign at home. Sterling then on the ball floats it in. Daniel Sturridge yet again, but Sirigu with his first real save of the occasion does tip it up and over the bar. United then with their first chance on their former keeper David De Gea, but he gets to full stretch and keeps out Robin van Persie. His former teammate prevents the Dutchman from scoring, and we went on an absolute rampage now. Dybala with the ball. 1-2 to Pastore again. He's gotten in behind Neil Taylor so many times, whips it into Daniel Sturridge, and it's just a ticking time bomb. Every time Paulo Dybala puts the ball into the box for Sturridge, it's going in the back of the net. This is deja vu for the third time. This time Dybala plays the 1-2 with Pastore, plays the ball inside. Great little incisive pass. This time it was just a pass into Sturridge, and he hammers it with his weaker foot. That's a wonderful finish. It's on the half volley even. Just skips to his shins, and he smashes it in the top corner to beat Sirigu. So a lovely goal yet again from Sturridge. So we head into halftime up 3-0 into the 51st minute now. Dybala on Neil Taylor yet again. He's having an absolute nightmare, and Daniel Sturridge picks up his hat trick with a goal. You have to be saying Sirigu should be doing better. But it's a beautiful header. It's in and off the bar. I think he was completely surprised he even went on target, you have to say. But what a goal that is. Dybala just gets it onto his favored left foot, puts it right where he wants it on Sturridge's head, and that's in and off the bar. It's a lovely finish from the Englishman. It's phenomenal. The chemistry that he's had with Dybala now. And honestly, even though we had Oxlade-Chamberlain, Sturridge, and Sterling as our front line, which gave us 3 80-plus rated players. Sterling and Sturridge both 84, Oxlade-Chamberlain 80. The 75 rated Paulo Dybala is looking like an absolute legend. He looks better than Cristiano Ronaldo. He looks like Messi right now, the left-footed Argentine. I think he could be Lionel Messi the way he's playing. Dybala played through now in the 53rd minute. Can he get his own goal? Great chance for Paulo. Oh, he skips around the keeper. Makes him look silly. Beautiful little ball rolling, ball control to get around, and he does, he mutes the celebration a little bit because Manchester United 5 goals down. There's no need to just rubbing it in completely. It's phenomenal for the West Ham fans, but we want to give Manchester United a little semblance of guilt, or remorse for putting this into them in front of their home fans. No, we're not. We want to smash them into the ground, obviously. But what an absolute dynamite goal from Dybala. He's played through. We're making the Manchester United defense look like mincemeat and just turning the absolute afterburners on. De Gea does well to make a save in the 60th minute. Nothing really troubling him in this entire game, you had to say. But we then take Sturridge off, number 1, to let him get an absolute ovation from the away fans in the 62nd minute for the performance he put in. Hat trick. Technically, he was in on 4 of the goals because he did obviously shoot the ball that led to the own goal. And we'll bring on Craig Croft, so his competitive debut in the Barclays Premier League. The young 18-year-old right winger, 79 overall already, is phenomenal. He gets in on the act here, looking to take advantages. We're getting some of the youngsters in to let him play, just because it's really that kind of game. We're up 5-0 already. There's no question we're going to come away with a victory. And the composure of some of the young boys. I'll tell you what, Tom Davies, I'm going to give the man of the match already away. Tom Davies had an absolute dream debut. I've never seen someone with so much composure and time on the ball. And because he was one of those winger fullbacks when he came out with the qualities that he has, he came out as a winger fullback. It means his offensive categories, his passing, his crossing, his finishing is like 75. His pace is 93, I think, 91 or 93 sprint speed, acceleration, everything is 90s, 80s in passing. He's phenomenal. He has so much composure on the ball. The only stats he doesn't have, and the reason why he's only a 74 rated fullback, is because his tackling stats are so bad, which is because he's one of those winger fullbacks. But if you play him at fullback and whatever, his tackling stats are going to increase. So he's going to be one of the absolute top players in the game, I'll tell you what. And he looks phenomenal. If Aaron Cresswell went out for the entire season, I wouldn't even be bothered. Obviously, I'd be heartbroken because he's really the hero of this career mode with Dybala. But I wouldn't even be bothered because Tom Davies looked that good on his debut. He's going to get 3 Moose Mighty Hammer points for us. Connor Wickham, of course, scoring a goal as well. Connor, don't think I forgot about you. And it's a 6-0 drubbing at our new Theater of Dreams. And there's the man of the match himself, Tom Davies, celebrating. Look at the barnet on that fella. My goodness, he looks phenomenal. But what a game for him. Man of the match performance. 2 points actually for me, despite the Sturridge hat trick. He was just finishing the chances given to him. They were made and created by the running and tireless ability of Paulo Dybala. So he's going to get 2 Moose's Mighty Hammer points for me, and 1 point has to go to Sturridge. I mean, he got the hat trick. He did everything he could to score those goals, and he was absolutely masterful. But man of the match actually from FIFA as well. 9.8 on his debut at Old Trafford. Tom Davies, leave a like for that if nothing else. What a performance from the youth player. Leave a like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Can't wait to see you in the next episode as we make some moves for a center back. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.